22 days ago, we rang in the new year, the year of 2024. And today, at the Sun Devil Fitness Complex in downtown Phoenix, Arizona, the Greek Freaks are back for Season 4 as they start off this new season against the Flint Tropics. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mihir Sinhasan, and welcome to the first Greek Freaks pregame show of the new year. We have a lot to talk about from what we saw last year in Season 3, so let's get right to it. And the Greek Freaks come into this new year fresh off their first winless loss of the season, going 0-3 with all defeats being by single digits. It started off a week before Halloween, where they were up 34-21 against the Savages, but then the fourth quarter happened. They went on a 19-0 run and succumbed their first loss of the season, 40-34. Then they actually played on Halloween against the Blue Jays. It came down to the final shot. Tom Penn rolling around trying to find an option. He can't get it, passes it over to Jack. He launches for glory, and he falls short. Blue Jays win that game 38-35 over the Greek Freaks. And even with no playoff hopes available, they were still in a fight against the Mercurettes in their final game, a close battle before it slipped away in the third quarter, eventually losing 48-40. I said before they'll be taking on the Flint Tropics today at 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, another 9 p.m. start for the Greek Freaks. They had one last season and it ended up being against the Savages. Taking a look against the Greek Freaks in the Tuesday Intramural League here in the downtown Arizona State campus, they have 12 players on their squad, which is the most in the league, but a lot of players coming in and out, but more importantly, players staying, as this is the first year where the Greek Freaks have no newcomers to the squad. It will be an interesting side led by head coach Andrew Durst to see what they can take to win some games and hopefully return to the playoffs for the first time since Season 2. With that, let's take a look at the players returning to the Greek Freaks in 2024. Up first, Henry Smarto, who had an absolute blossoming last year with 8.7 points and 14.3 rebounds, getting a double-double in the first two games. And then up next, Tom Penn, a newcomer in Season 3, averaging 7 points, but with that, going with a goose egg in the first game and getting double digits in the last two, getting his shots up from long range. I caught up with Tom at Media Day, and here's what he had to say about the philosophy around this team.
If you can't hit threes, you shouldn't be shooting threes. And then, get to the paint, get Henry some buckets. We got a big man, we got to use him. Pass the ball. Last season we didn't do a lot of passing, so I hope we can get some more assists this season.
Also returned to the Greek Freaks, Abe Mogelson, who averaged 7.7 points last year, had a little bit of foul trouble getting the exiting orders in the first two games, not playing the full minutes, but nonetheless, with a great performance, a little struggle at the beginning, and not as much as what we saw in Season 2, but still a strong performance from the Minnesota man. And now it's time to take a look at our player to watch, and I'm thinking about Jacob Mitkoff. Now, Jacob was a newcomer in Season 2, didn't do too much, was still trying to get his shots up. In Season 3, he was battling injury to start off the season, was on the bench, actually an assistant coach with head coach Andrew Durst, before coming on in Game 2, and then logging 6 points in Game 3. It'll be interesting to see what Mitkoff can do to turn things around, especially with what we're going to see today, especially with the amount of players that are out for this game. And with that, let's take a look at the injury report. Declan Mambrilla out for work, and Kavish Siddhartha, who averaged 7 rebounds per game and was second on the team with rebounds, only behind Henry, is out with an ankle injury. And we have 2 questionables for illness as well, with Jason Wright and head coach and captain this year, Andrew Durst, out. Andrew Durst getting the captain title this year, the 4th captain in Greek Freaks history after Luke Foster had it Season 1, Abe Mogelson Season 2, and Henry Smarto Season 3. That's all for the pregame. We're just moments away from tip-off as the Greek Freaks start off season number 4 against the Flint Tropics. The road to Tempe starts now. And for the call, Mihir Sinhasan.